What up? Alright, listen up, new mission. Heading to back to Sandusky, but it's gonna be a little bit different this time. I'm gonna be sleeping rough. Gonna make it work and keep it moving. But I'll keep you updated. Come up with some goals here and should be fun. One of the things that I'm seeing right now, right away, I'm sitting here at the bus stop. I'm at the Y. There's no way you can tell from the picture, but yeah, I'm at the Y. Anyway, one of the things that I'm seeing that is valuable already is shade. It's going to be hot today. It's going to be about 86, 87. So another thing is going to be restrooms. Uh, yeah, this is going to be a little bit harder than I thought. Our Go Bus is like a bus system, is semi-sponsored by the state, I think, or community action, and there's multiple routes. There's like, I want to say like 4 or 5 different routes. One goes from Toledo to Cleveland and back, and there's another one that goes basically from Cincinnati to Cleveland ish, on a slant, and then there's another one that goes basically from Pittsburgh to Columbus, and then there's one that goes basically from Columbus up to Toledo, I think. Anyway, you can find out. It's ridegobus. I want to say .com. I don't think it's a .org. It's a .com. I'll put the link in the description for the video. It's pretty good, man. The bus is really high quality. The people are nice, and it's cheap. So I'm riding from Fremont to Sandusky for like $10. You can't really beat that. Um, what else? Yeah, yeah. Shade is going to be at a premium today. I'm going to do probably a lot of walking. It's slated to severe thunderstorms in the late afternoon, so we'll see how that goes. And that's it for now. Sitting here eating lunch. I got this fruit bowl. It has strawberries, blueberries, and blackberries and raspberries in it. And I got honey ham and baby Swiss sandwich and water. Water. Ugh. Sitting out in front of Kroger's. The Kroger's here in Sandusky is pretty nice, actually. They have good selection and it's good quality. So I think I'm gonna be coming here a lot. I think I might have found my spot for tonight. What do you guys think? It's kind of tucked out of the way. Really don't know how much cover I'm going to get from the weather, but we'll see. Got two little, these look like junipers. There's one there, and there's one there. I'm going to try to tie a line across and rig my tarp on that line. And that way I'll have some shelter from the rain is going to come from that direction. All right, here I am. I made my little shelter here. I hope it's going to actually be shelter. um, it actually looks pretty fucking good. I think I did a good job, but I'm gonna hunker down here for the night. Mosquitoes are kind of bad. Um, I didn't really anticipate them being that bad, but here we are. I got on my bug shirt. I'm sweating to death. I'm probably gonna wake up like 2 or 3 pounds lighter. Uh, but here in a minute, I'm gonna put this bag into, or put this camera into the dry bag, and we'll see how it goes. The storm's coming in. It's about half-hour away. Man, these bugs are bad. I think I'm gonna regret this shit. I might end up just getting up and walking around after the rain stops, because these bugs are bad. All right, man. Tonight was a real eye opener. Um, I'm not speechless. I just been kind of walking around thinking. Uh, Real eye opener. I'm well. I'll start with this book. Hold on. Where's my book? I've been reading this book today, and it's called People of the Lie. And I can't remember who recommended this book. I don't think it was. I don't think it was Jesse Lee Peterson. It might have been, but it might have been like Candace Owens too. It might have been Candace Owens that recommended this book, and I'll show it to you right now. People of the Lie. Right. So I'm reading this book, and this guy is some type of psychologist, I think, and he is talking about this case where a there were two brothers, and one of the brothers got a 22, I guess a rifle for his birthday or whatever, and he ended up committing suicide with a 22, which anybody who knows, it's like it can be a long and painful death, right? But the parent, and the book is about evil. It's about the nature of evil in humans, and the parents, after this one brother killed himself, they gave the rifle as a Christmas present to the other brother, the exact same rifle. And I was just stunned when I read that. Um, and it made me just think about the world in general and just how evil, just how cruel people can be. Um, so it's 5 o'clock. My alarm's going off. Let me see here. I don't even know why I set an alarm anymore. Cause I don't have anywhere to pee. Shit. Did I drop my book? So, just how evil the world can be sometimes. And I think about that a lot, and that makes me sad. But we're watching like all the different things that are happening in the world and what certain countries are doing, whatever. And I came up here sort of as an experiment, but it got me to thinking like there's no way out for so many people now. Uh, there's a lot of YouTube videos right now where people are young people are sort of opting out of the world. They don't they don't want to participate. They're not they're not starting families. They're not starting careers. They're not joining the military. They're not, they're just sort of laying flat, as they say. And I get it. I get it. Who's the sucker? Is the sucker the one who is opting out and refusing to work for inflated dollars and air quotes, leaving money on the table, or is the sucker the one who uh, is the try hard go getter and is saving in inflated dollars while the politicians literally rob you. They sit there and print money for whatever they want. They just printed like another $1 trillion for the military. It's it can be overwhelming at times, and you can't. There's no way to escape. Like it used to be. I'm thinking about the inflation of like the late '70s and early '80s, like that song YMCA that Trump plays over and over again. There's a reason why he's doing that, and it's because there used to be a way for young people to begin again. They could move to the next city or move across the country and start a life, right? You could stay at the Y. A lot of young people don't know this, but back in the day, the YMCA was like a place like they had literally had apartments. And I remember the Y in Columbus was this really tall, like high rise building, and there was like all these different floors with all these different apartments, and people would come from all around the world, really, and stay in these apartments and like get a job. Like they were like cheap rent apartments. Like you pay like I don't know. It was probably like based on your income, but people were paying like $125 a month. You know, and you get a job and you could save money and eventually get your own place. And they have a program now. They ended up tearing down that building, I believe. But they do have rentals. The Y does in Columbus, where, but I'm not sure how all that works. But I say that to say that whole paradigm is over. Like they don't do that anymore. People are just sort of stuck where they are. And I remember watching a video with Elon where he was saying that very soon, sooner than later, uh, there will be no more mobility for people. You're going to be basically stuck where you're at once this um, AGI comes online. People are going to basically be stuck where they are. There's not going to be the sort of breakout Zuckerberg's, Bill Gates, all that. It's not going to be a thing anymore. Um, that American dream sort of is not going to be like it was. Uh, he wants to replace it with um, AGI, like or general basic income, but I don't see that because he's not accounting for inflation. People don't realize that when they say infinity, they mean infinity. Um, People in Zimbabwe were paying like $1 trillion for food. Um, so there's that. And I think that evil is a direct function of what's happening in the economy. Uh, and it starts in the home, but even from local governments all the way up, you you see where these inflated dollars are causing so much just pain and suffering and corruption and it really is just overwhelming, and it gets embedded in society in ways that we don't even real like. One of the things that I find interesting is one of the first things I noticed was that there's no public restrooms anymore. Um, I sort of noticed that in passing, but um, it affected me directly today, where that used to be like a function of government, as people would have a place to go to the restroom, you know, or water fountains is another one. Access to clean drinking water, that you didn't have to shell out for. Um, I noticed in the last day that they're doing away with refills. So if you buy a drink or whatever, pretty soon there will be no more free refills for that. Uh, I was at McDonald's and it's like I asked the lady like, "Do you guys give refills?" She's like, "No," and just like cut me off right there. Like they don't play that shit. Um, you gotta buy their overpriced drinks over and over. There's no place to plug in your phone, you know. And I know that cell phones are kind of a relatively new thing, but it's the same thing like with electric cars. They build these products and then they don't even give you a means by which to use them. Like that's not even an afterthought. It's not even like a tertiary thought to them. Um, Basic phone charging is like not a thing. That's not a thing. Car charging is not a thing. They want us to buy all these cars, and they don't want to give you any place to charge it, or they want to charge you, exorbitant prices for the convenience of charging your car. Um, I don't know. It was just all really just obnoxious and overwhelming to me in the last day or so. Um, the bus, public transit. You know, it's not so bad. In the cities that I use public transit, you can pretty much get anywhere in the city for like $2, really. But I think these birds hate me. I really do. But you could you could I got off the bus, the go bus at the Amtrak station, and there was a shuttle, the little city bus guy was sitting there, and the big thing in Sandusky is they're always on break. You know, you talk to these people and you approach them and like, oh, I'm on break. It's like, what the fuck, man? You know, and one of the things that I noticed because the storm was coming, right, and I had to uh, set up my where I was going to sleep for the night, my little shelter there, and one of the things that immediately happened was there were other people, like handfuls of other people, uh, walking around looking for a safe and quiet place to sleep. And the dude, there was another guy. He like almost walked on top of me, but he saw me and he like turned around and like walked away really quick. Like he was kind of embarrassed, but I noticed there were more. There's more than one person. They just kind of mill around in the dark. It's very strange. Very strange world that we live in. I would like to say that it needs to change, but there's no. Okay, a movie example is you could watch this movie called Kingdom of Heaven. No, not Kingdom of Heaven. Is that what it is? No, Days of Heaven. Okay, Days of Heaven with Richard Gere. It's a movie from I want to say 1979 or 1980. Uh, Talks about migrant workers during the depression. Like American migrant workers, I don't think is a thing anymore. They all come from like Mexico, right? But back then, there were American migrant workers, and they would move all around the country during the different seasons, and would be working the fields, picking the crops, etc., working in the factories. I don't know, or even in the 70s. I'm thinking about, is it Urban Cowboy with John Travolta? All these factories and stuff in Texas. I don't know. It's kind of rambling. Uh, Waiting for all the bus drivers to get here and go on break. Um, I was surprised by how obnoxious some of these Cedar Point workers are. I don't know. I'm probably gonna fall out from exhaustion here sometime today. I'm not sure exactly what to do or what's expected of me. Uh, all right, I guess I'll stop here. I probably wasn't even recording, was I? Yeah, here I am, 18 minutes. Where are all these trains going? The train runs like every 5 minutes here. I just don't get like how is the economy still running? How is it still going? What's on these trains? I wonder if these birds think that they're talking too. Like they're watching me talk and like they think they're talking too. Because I can see them on the rooftops. They're just like looking at me. But anyway, all right. I'm gonna get off here. I don't even know how the fuck I'm gonna edit this, but whatever.